Welcome to Curious Now from the Center for Medical Simulation. I'm Jenny Rudolph, an organizational behavior scholar interested in everything to do with highlights from how do we build team psychological safety. In this episode, we'll feature some key ideas from our series on Amy Edmondson's book, The Fearless Organization. I hope you enjoy it. You may remember last week we asked you to think about what might I be missing. So I'm thinking about the world a specific way. I have frames that make me see things and ignore others. And we asked you to kind of minimize your blind spots to some degree by asking yourself, what might I be missing? So this week we'd like to pivot that to the external world. And so in any situations that you're in where you have a strong point of view, you could be like, hey, I think the 3 criteria we need to hire this new person are A, B, and C. And you could still say at the end of that, but I might be missing something. What am I missing? Or you might be taking care of a patient in a certain context and you might say, hey, I think this person has diagnosis X and I think we need to treat with Y and Z. But am I missing anything? Does anybody see this differently? And when I ask for input, it doesn't mean I have to follow it. It doesn't mean I have to agree with it. But when the person gives you the input, it starts creating a culture of more openness and collaboration. And the correct answer to somebody's input is thank you, whether you agree with it or not. And then you can let people know what you're planning to do. Whether you'll use it or not is not the most important thing here. So our workout of the week this week is a little different. It is less about skill building and more about discovery. So if you think about yourself maybe kind of as an ethnographer or a discoverer or a detective or an observer, we're interested in situations where you feel unclear, where the purpose of the moment of the meeting is unclear, a huddle is unclear, a process of patient treatment is unclear, goals of care might be unclear, or those situations where you feel perplexedly manipulated, like somebody's asking you a question, but you don't know why. Or maybe you don't feel manipulated, but you're like, why are you asking? It's just confusing. So if you think about it, those situations where the water is a little muddy and it doesn't have to be, what are those situations for you? Love to hear. I'm curious now about what you might find out about these situations. Our workout of the week then is to catch the moment when there's an intent impact mismatch. Maybe one of those signs and symptoms I mentioned, somebody acts defensive, somebody yells back at you, someone says they're hurt, someone equivocates, uses sort of weasel words to talk to you about what's going on. Maybe there's some other thing that you recognize. Catch that moment, and we invite you to name it and try to do something with it. So example, wow, I'm so sorry. That didn't land the way I meant it to. Can I try that again? Love that. So let's pivot and talk about our workout of the week this week. What we're going to be doing over the next weeks together is strengthening our ability to detect and project psychological safety, to create it for ourselves and create it for other people. So I want to start us off this week with strengthening that detection system. And the workout of the week revolves around detecting pockets of psychological safety. So as you go through your day, notice moments when you might feel comfortable asking a question, or someone admits uncertainty, or a mistake is treated as something to explore rather than to punish. Or maybe someone expresses curiosity rather than judgment to you, or maybe you do. In those moments, if you just pause for a second and ask yourself, what is making this feel psychologically safe right now? Or what is happening in this moment of psychological safety? Our workout of the week revolves around starting to be able to detect some of the different ways you feel when you feel psychologically unsafe. It's important to start detecting those different ways that you might feel psychologically unsafe, bringing a little granularity to it, because there are different physiological, psychological, and cognitive responses that go along with feeling unsafe. And getting some handle on what those are will really help you transform them later. So, your workout of the week is to notice when you feel psychologically unsafe. And that could be from feeling triggered, kind of a fight response might come up, or flooded, kind of flight response might come up, or freeze, but something doesn't feel safe. What is the quality of those feelings of unsafety? So I'd like to end with our workout of the week. Our workout of the week this week is for you to notice, if you can, and name trade-offs that come up for you as you are considering, should I make a request? Should I set a boundary? Or forget the word should. Notice and name the trade-offs when you feel really uncomfortable about something that somebody's doing or asking you to do, or something you haven't done or haven't said or have withheld your point of view. So, for example, if you find yourself saying, sure, no problem, whatever works, it's fine, when you don't actually feel that way, that would be an example of noticing it. And then you would say, okay, I said no problem because the trade-off is I want this person to like me and I don't want to get in a fight with them right now, but I'm giving away the fact that I'm not okay with what they're doing. So, building on those kinds of ideas, our workout of the week for you that we recommend you try is to identify one safe, modest test where you can experiment with setting a boundary. It shouldn't be something where if you set the boundary and then you hold the boundary, some major thing is going to happen, like you lose your job or you lose a relationship. Even if you fear that you're going to lose your relationship and that's irrational, pick something where if somebody else gets upset and starts with the change back reactions, they may not be too big and or you're ready to withstand them. So our workout of the week, one more time, identify one safe, modest test where you can experiment with setting a boundary. James, I usually don't do this, but I just want to check in with you. Any thoughts on this workout of the week? Do we have enough detail for people to know what to do?
Yeah, I think so. I was thinking of an example for me, which was in meetings, when we are starting to creep outside of the scope of the meeting. We are doing stuff that isn't on the agenda, or we are talking about things that don't need to be addressed today when there are things that need to be addressed today. I will often say something along the lines of, "Hey, I don't think this is on the agenda for this meeting. Can we table it for another time?" And that is hard boundary setting and it's difficult to do. But I was also telling you, Jenny, before we started this recording, this is my episode because I think I'm very good at this stuff.
Absolutely, James. I have experienced that about you over many years. And as I also said before the show, you're a role model for it. So I agree with you. So let's pivot to our workout of the week. Thinking about one small everyday task, see if you can find and state for yourself the why of an otherwise seemingly trivial task. So the workout of the week is see if you can figure out and state for yourself the why or the purpose of a seemingly trivial task. The workout of the week this week is find one real-world situation where you can lower the cost of participation. That might be something like, hey, in this section of the meeting, we're going to do A, then B, then C, and I'd like everybody to chime in. Or we're going to do A, then B, then C, and I want to hear these people in the A section, these people in the B section, these in the C section, then we're all going to vote. But something specific about what people could do. So our workout of the week is the next time you're under pressure and working with others and might, like me, make the mistake of thinking, I don't have time to get their input. Try to carve out a few minutes or some small proportion of your work time to create the conditions for better collaboration. And that's going to mean balancing discipline and openness. For example, the workout of the week could be name the time pressures or goals that the team is under, then also invite participation under those conditions, and then thank and support people for participating while also having the guts to shut people down if needed. So, workout of the week. Name the time pressure and goals that the team is under, yet still invite participation within those conditions and thank and support people for their participation while balancing the amount of that contribution if you have to. Curious Now is produced at the Center for Medical Simulation here in Boston, directed by James Lipshaw, and we're assisted by Sienna Shapoval, our Northeastern University intern.